if you could bring me back to how you got into that specific industry, and then let's walk through maybe some of your different roles and how you got to this point today.
I mean, I first ran a spider in France when I was still in France, you know. It seems like almost every company had one in the boneyard, you know, an
Mm-hmm.
old machine sitting there that's paid for, that probably runs a month out of the year, but it's there. They want to keep it and all that. So I played with that a little bit while I was running equipment out there. And came to the state in 2014. I was working in oil and gas at the time. We had that huge layoff when COVID hit and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting at home with my wife, and I told her, I was like, man, I'm kind of tired of chasing the pipeline, you know, like it's great money, it's fantastic, but it's a lot of work, it's difficult condition. You know, we lived with my wife in a camper in Wyoming for a year and a half. I cannot take her camping no more for that reason. But I was just looking online of who does that here, because I didn't see that many, you know. And I was in Wyoming looking at those hills, looking at the power poles, the ski area, and all that. I'm
Mhm.
like, man, surely there's somebody somewhere in the country that has machine like that. So been on Instagram a little bit and online, found a website. My first boss was Brian Pombo at All Mountain Construction, one of one of the best guy out there as far as spiders and all that. He's got so much knowledge, it's crazy. I still have a great relationship with him.
Love that.
And I just sent him an email out of the blue, you know, like, hey, just found your website, just curious if you need an operator. And I think a day after he replied and said, yeah, actually I am. So
Mm.
can we meet up? I met up at his shop and stayed working for him for a couple of years. And yeah, that's how I started.
So that was in Wyoming?
I was in Wyoming at the time, but he was in Colorado. So
Right. Okay.
I
So
moved,
he
I
was in
moved to
Colorado.
Colorado, and I mean, I didn't move. I went out there and just living in Airbnb and hotel room like I'm doing right now. And yeah,
Man,
just got the job and started working for him.
I suppose too, there very few people that can operate a spider, or what are your
No,
what's your take on
everybody
that?
can operate it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody can run it.
Okay.
As far as operating it, it's a different, doing something with it, it's a different story, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody can jump in and figure it out. It's not that hard when you're on the flat ground or playing in a wide open area and all that. You know, it's when you start to go into technical stuff that, I mean, the only things that you can trust is yourself, like
Yeah.
your knowledge and your gut feeling. I mean, that's how I go with, you know, like, does that feel safe? Am I stable? Is that gonna go? I mean, there's so much stuff that you can't control as far as the ground. You know, the ground can give up. I worked on landslide where we're still an active landslide, just sliding underneath you and all that. So there's stuff like that you can't control. But I mean, yeah, that's I don't know.
Yeah. So you started working with him. That was after 2020, a couple years. Then what did you end up doing after working with him?
I went back home. I had my first child. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we bought a house in Texas with my wife. Moved in Texas in 2014, and I just love it out there. So, bought our first house in 2021, I think. Yeah, stayed working for Brian for a little bit, and then I wanted to kind of slow down on the road life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
tried that. I had a little business in Texas doing some skid steer stuff, but it wasn't. I don't know. I just didn't like it anymore. You know.
Yeah. You buy the house in Texas
Mhm.
and you're in Texas. Then what does that look like? It's 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
Do you transition or because you mentioned you started doing some skid steer work yourself, but then you didn't like it. So then you went out to California.
Yeah, the reason why I moved back home was to be more with my family, and now I'm leaving the house at 4 a.m., trying to beat the heat in Texas during summer, you know, coming back
Yeah.
at 9. Kids are in bed, wife is close to be in bed, you eat dinner by yourself. Saturday, you still working. Sunday, you try to go look at jobs. Sunday night, you try to do estimate. It's just like I felt like I had even less time being home that actually when
Mm,
I'm on the road, you know, because when I'm on the road, I'm staying out there for 4, sometimes 5 weeks, pushing, you know, without going home. But when I go home, I take a week or 10 days off. But I'm trying to build something for my kids too, you know. So I just
yeah.
feel like the hustle is where you can be, you know, and that's where we try to shine with NPA. It's you call me and you in a bind. Yeah, I might not be able to be here tomorrow because I have a machine in California and you need it in South Carolina, you know, but I'll make sure to be there as soon as I can, you know. And this is why we have multiple machine, multiple attachment, It's just to be ready to be on the go all the time, you know. Like if one breaks down, I can bring another one. They're all the same machine with the same attachment, the same couplers and everything. Makes our life way